Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. I don't know who needs to hear this today, but I came to tell you one thing. Your blessing is coming. I know you've been struggling. I know life has been testing you. Some of y'all been waking up every morning feeling like you're fighting a battle you didn't sign up for. You're trying to hold it all together, but it feels like everything is falling apart. But let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that the hardest moments always come right before the breakthrough? That right when you're about to give up, something shifts? That's because pressure creates diamonds. You're being molded, shaped, prepared. See, we want the blessing, but we don't want the struggle. We want the reward, but we don't want the process. But let me tell you something. Every blessing comes with a lesson. If you skip the struggle, you miss the strength that comes with it. Now, some of y'all have been waiting. You've been patient, you've been praying, you've been putting in the work, and you're looking around like, where is it? When is it my turn? Oh, it's coming. Your name is already written on it. It may not be on your timeline, but trust me, the delay is not a denial. See, you thought that setback was the end, but what if I told you it was a setup? A setup for something bigger, something greater than you could even imagine. You were crying over that job you lost, but God was clearing the way for a better one. You were heartbroken over that relationship, but that wasn't your person to begin with. You thought you were stuck, but you were really being positioned. And let me tell you something else. You got to stay ready. Stop walking around with your head down. Stop doubting yourself. Stop blocking your own blessings with negativity. The blessing is coming, but will you be ready to receive it? Will you have the faith to step into it? Somebody in here is about to step into a season of favor. A season where things start falling into place, where doors start opening that no man can shut, where everything that was taken from you gets restored, but you got to believe it. You got to claim it. You got to walk like it's already done, because let me tell you, when your blessing comes, it's not going to be small. It's going to be bigger than you expected. It's going to be better than you prayed for, and when it does, don't be surprised. Just smile, look up, and say, I knew you had me. Your blessing is coming. Get ready. Thank you. Life has a way of throwing challenges at us that make us question everything. You work hard, you stay faithful, you do everything you're supposed to do, and yet it feels like you're stuck. It feels like every step forward comes with 2 steps back. But what if I told you that the very thing you think is holding you back is actually setting you up for something greater? What if I told you that the struggle you're in right now isn't punishment, but preparation? We often look at difficulties as roadblocks, as if they are stopping us from reaching where we want to go. But sometimes those struggles are rerouting us to something better than we even imagined. You might be asking, why me? Why is this happening? But have you ever considered that maybe this is happening for you, not to you? Maybe the challenge you're facing is the key to unlocking a blessing you're not even aware of yet. Think about it. Have you ever heard of a champion who didn't have to fight? Have you ever seen success that wasn't built on sacrifice? Nothing great comes without a struggle. Diamonds don't become diamonds without intense pressure. Gold isn't pure until it's been through the fire, and the same applies to you. The struggle isn't here to break you, it's here to shape you. Sometimes the hardest part of the journey is trusting that the process is working even when you don't see results. You might be looking around, watching other people get ahead, watching them win, and you're sitting there thinking, when is it my turn? But what if your turn is coming at a level so high that you're not ready for it yet? What if the struggle is giving you the strength you're going to need to handle the blessing? See, a blessing that comes too soon can feel like a burden. If you're not prepared for it, you won't be able to keep it. Think about all the people who win the lottery and lose everything in a few years. They got the money, but they didn't have the mindset, they didn't have the discipline, and because of that, they lost what was meant to be a blessing. The same principle applies to life. You don't just want the blessing, You want the ability to sustain it, and that's why the struggle is necessary. Some of the greatest people in history went through incredible struggles before they found success. Look at anyone who has made an impact, and you'll see a story of pain, of obstacles, of times they wanted to quit, but they kept going. They didn't see their struggle as the end. They saw it as the beginning of something greater. That job you lost, that wasn't a failure. That was a setup. That was life clearing space for a position that was better suited for you. That relationship that ended, that wasn't rejection. That was protection. You were being saved from something that wasn't meant for your future. The time you felt lost, uncertain, like nothing was working out, that wasn't the end of your story. That was the foundation being built. So when your blessing came, it would have a strong place to stand. We get frustrated when we don't see immediate results, but the truth is some blessings take time to develop. A tree doesn't grow the day after you plant the seed. It takes time, nurturing, patience. But just because you don't see the growth happening doesn't mean it's not there. Roots are forming, strength is being built, and when it's time, when the season is right, that tree will stand tall. Too often, people give up right before their breakthrough. They walk away too soon. They let the frustration take over, and they quit before the blessing can arrive. But if you knew how close you were, you wouldn't stop now. If you could see what's on the other side of this struggle, you'd push even harder. You'd keep going with a new fire, a new energy, a new belief that this is all happening for a reason. The difference between people who succeed and people who stay stuck isn't just talent or intelligence, it's perseverance. It's the willingness to go through the storm knowing that the sun is still shining on the other side. It's the ability to look at struggle not as a sign to stop, but as a sign that something bigger is coming. Nothing you are going through right now is wasted. Every tough moment, every disappointment, every long night where you felt like giving up, it's all adding up to something. You might not see it yet, but that doesn't mean it's not there. You are being prepared, being strengthened, being positioned for something that will make sense when you get to the other side. The blessing isn't just in what you are going to receive, it's in who you are becoming in the process. The strength, the wisdom, the resilience. That's the real gift. Because when the blessing comes, and it will come, you won't just have it. You'll be ready for it. Opportunities don't always knock twice. Blessings don't always announce themselves before they arrive. That's why you have to stay ready. Too many people miss out on what's meant for them because they weren't prepared to receive it when it showed up. They were waiting, but they weren't working. They were hoping, but they weren't positioning themselves. And when the blessing finally came, they weren't ready to hold on to it. You can't ask for something big while thinking small. If you're praying for an opportunity, you need to be preparing for it at the same time. You can't sit back and wait for life to change without changing something in yourself. You have to act like the blessing is already on its way. If you knew for a fact that the job you've been dreaming about was opening up in 3 months, what would you be doing right now? If you knew the opportunity was guaranteed, how would you be moving? That's the energy you need to have every single day, because when the blessing comes, it's not going to wait for you to get ready. It's going to require you to already be prepared. Opportunities don't always knock twice. Blessings don't always announce themselves before they arrive. That's why you have to stay ready. Too many people miss out on what's meant for them because they weren't prepared to receive it when it showed up. They were waiting, but they weren't working. They were hoping, but they weren't positioning themselves. And when the blessing finally came, they weren't ready to hold on to it. You can ask for something big while thinking small. If you're praying for an opportunity, you need to be preparing for it at the same time. You can't sit back and wait for life to change without changing something in yourself. You have to act like the blessing is already on its way. If you knew for a fact that the job you've been dreaming about was opening up in 3 months, what would you be doing right now? If you knew the opportunity was guaranteed, how would you be moving? That's the energy you need to have every single day. Because when the blessing comes, it's not going to wait for you to get ready. It's going to require you to already be prepared.